Hey guys, it's ANicWin, also known as Amy, and happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a lovely day. This is a pizza place and arcade in Magnolia. I want to say Magnolia Springs. That's not at all what it is. Magnolia Promenade. Promenade? How do you guys pronounce that? I've always said promenade, but like, it would not be a shock if I were wrong. But yeah, so it's here. I wanted a little space for a date night in the game, and we don't really have a lot of alternative venues that are just for fun. A lot of them, I mean, we have plenty of bars in the game, but I don't know. I just wanted something a little bit different. So I threw this down. I thought this would be a fun little area to go. How many times can she say fun within a minute? Somebody count. But yeah, I don't know. I just like this. So the inspiration for this came from an arcade that's actually in downtown Lexington. You guys know I'm from Kentucky. I don't live in Lexington, so I'm comfortable giving you this information. But it's called The Burl, and it's in the distillery district of that downtown area, which used to be, plot twist, all distilleries and factories, and there's train tracks and stuff that run through it. And a lot of it's been refurbished over the years. A lot of it was abandoned for a time, and they've kind of repurposed areas into restaurants. There's ice cream parlors, there's actual distilleries down there again, there's little venues for music, there's all kinds of things, and there might be even more. It's been a while since I've been down there. But you could easily take your significant other or go out with your girlfriends or your bros, your friends, whoever, and just spend an evening and not run out of things to do. So I was taking that and channeling it here. I did not use a reference image for the picture or for the building. It does not look like the arcade that I'm imagining in my head, the real one in real life, at all. I think that's like a cinder block building that's been painted white, and it's got spray painted murals all over it. It's an old Texaco station, I think, technically. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is. Or maybe it's across the street from an old Texaco. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it doesn't look like that because I wasn't trying to copy it. I was just kind of taking the concept from, real life to here, because I wanted that little bit of realism. That's what sparks joy for me. You also may have noticed that I did not post on Saturday, and I'm not going to be posting on Saturdays for the rest of November. I will be posting on Saturdays in December though. So I'm in my last, is it 5 or 6 weeks? What week are we on? 6 weeks if we count this week. So 5.5. I'm on my last 5.5 weeks of class. I just have projects and papers and things like that to work on. It's also the holiday season, and I don't want to say busy because that feels pretentious, but I spend a lot of time with my mom around this time, helping her with Christmas shopping, helping her with just other various things that she might ask me to help with, decorations, whatever. And my Saturdays are usually spoken for between now and like my birthday, which is in January, early January. So that's fun. But I needed to kind of allocate my time a little bit differently because this year is a little bit different just due to personal things and school once again, and I've got work things that are changing, and there's just a lot of transitions happening right now. And I transition well if I have a plan, so I made a plan. That's what I did. I'm not a wing it kind of person unless we're like deciding where to go eat. That is the only thing I'm willing to wing it on. Everything else, if you can't tell me specifics, I'm not going. I'm not doing it. I need to know my options, but that is just me. I think I'm a little bit of a type A personality. I'm not, like, that's not for certain, because I'm not competitive, but I'm also very much so a control freak when it comes to me. I don't care about what other people do, but no. I don't play it loose with myself. So anyway, after that tangent, this is, as you can see, the walkway area. I liked the stone and I liked the shape, and then I was going to just line it with plants. I was going to make little planter boxes, but you can't have the fencing go all the way to the edge of the lot, and I always forget, and that ruined my plan. So I lined it with hedges, and then I still took the plants, and I chose these kind of plum purpley things, and this kind of orangey, it's more of an apricot to me, plant. I like the kind of the play on color there as well. And the middle of that plum plant is the same color as they balance is what I'm saying. They balance each other well. And then I just placed this grass from Island Living underneath. I wanted mulch. I would give anything if we had something like this that was mulchy, that was not flat. I'm not articulating that well because I don't know how to say it, but I want more depth to the garden beds. You can do it with terrain manipulation tools, but I was being a little lazy, I'm not gonna lie, and just didn't feel like dealing with that, so I used the grass. But I really like how the landscaping on this turned out. It's overgrown, which is what I enjoy, and it's a little bit more colorful than what I typically do. I typically tend to go for all green, or if I do add color, it's like a yellow, a soft white. It's not anything bright or vivid typically, and I enjoy this because it's more muted. I'm not a bright flower kind of person. That's just me. I don't know what it is. I just never really have been. And then we move on here to the porch. You saw, well, it's not really a porch, it's like an entryway, but you saw me put some of this together in the beginning. I just had a vision, and so I kind of went ahead and threw down some of the elements that I knew I was going to include, and then went back and finished it. So there's a little area to be seated and wait if that's something you need to do. And later the hostess station is going to be out there as well. It just doesn't fit inside comfortably, so I move it. Then we get back to the landscaping. I almost said interior. That would have been a lie. But we get back to the landscaping. It's more the same. I repeat the same few plants. I don't introduce anything new really at any point. I don't think, actually. I'm pretty sure I use those two flowers, that bush, the grass. It's the same few plants. I'm not going to count them, but I add some rain pipes and things like that just for a little bit of dimension. And then I do add that tree. I think there's 3 trees total on this lot, and only one of them matches what is used in the world, but I really just like the hawthorn trees. And I can't stop using them. I think they're the best trees that we have in game, and that's just my opinion. It's not a fact. If you heard that noise, I have no idea what that was, but it was outside and it was loud, and I just jumped. So the more you know. But this is the back of the restaurant. I do place these dumpsters. I forgot the word. I place these dumpsters. There's some garbage around them, some suspicious stains on the concrete, which is not great, but here we are. And I do place a security door with a security camera. I'm thinking that's where the employees enter. Maybe they badge in and out just for safety. And then we continue on with the landscaping. I don't do anything on this side just because it's so close to the street and I didn't want to move the lot. So I left it empty, but it's also like backing up to that park. So you don't really need a ton of landscaping on this lot anyway, especially since it's like a commercial lot and it's not really I said commercial, a community lot, and it's not really a residential lot. I then kind of semi-frame the rest of this outdoor eating section, which will have 4 tables on it. I don't enclose the entire thing. I didn't feel like it was necessary, but it definitely needed something here. So I go ahead and do that. And then we move on to this area. Now I'm placing some exterior lights. Journey to Batu, I can't help it. It comes in clutch when it comes to industrial builds. It just does. The color swatches are beautiful, and I said what I said. I still don't like the gameplay, but I do like the decorative assets and the building assets. Then we jump straight into the kitchen. This is going to be pretty simple. It's fairly cluttered for me, I think, at least. But I used 2 of those wait stations. I threw in the chef station, and then we're just gonna clutter the heck out of it. Really. I don't typically clutter restaurant lots, not the kitchen at least, because it's not usable and you're not really, unless you own the restaurant, you're not playing in it. It's just there. So I will be the first to admit I kind of let this area slack, and I decided not to. So on the top here, we're just adding some different condiments, different spices, different pots and pans, because it looks like they might wash a few things. I also add the countertop with a sink in the middle. I opted not to go with cabinets because I didn't think it would be realistic. I had a little hand washing station, you know, because you want being sanitary is important all times, not just when a pandemic is happening. I add this little shelf because it came with Dine Out and I like it. I don't know, I hadn't noticed it. And I really hadn't used it in a while, so I just went ahead and grabbed it. We clutter the top of it as well. This is more so plates, some utensils, paper towels, business cards. Maybe this is your, oh, I need this serving spoon real quick. I need to grab this water pitcher. Like your quick stop before you head out the door kind of thing. I do add the trash can that goes into the wall, but there's also a floor trash can as well. I'm not sure if the other one will work because it's a debug item. So if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But there's plenty of other options for trash disposal on this lot. But I had a few suspicious stains, and that's it for the kitchen. And then we move on to the dining area very briefly. I redid this area probably 3 times. I knew what I wanted to include. I just didn't know how to execute it. So I knew, for example, I wanted a bar area. I wanted at least 3 tabletops, and that's it. But I was also going to try to include the wait station or the hostess stand, and it just wasn't, the size of the room wasn't that big. It wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be, at least in my head. So my proportions were off. So you might notice a few cuts. I kind of let you watch me struggle. Not that that's a privilege or anything. It might actually be painfully boring, but I left some of the struggle on here because sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not as simple as it looks when you're putting things together, and you have to backtrack and redo and just start at base 1. And I didn't have to completely redo everything, obviously, but I did give up for a minute and I moved to the exterior here. So there are 4 tables outside, there are 3 tables inside, but there are also 4 spots at the bar that you can eat at. So there are plenty of options. Whatever you need, you have. I don't include any booths because I don't like the booths in game. They're too big. They make no sense. It looks like they could fit a family of 5 in one, and you can only fit 2 Sims. What? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So this is the area where the bar is going to be, and I redid this. I did it so many times. I just could not find something that I liked behind it. I do wish we had more options for the bar backs, and we just don't have them. I mean, we have, I can think of 3. There's the Snowy Escape one. There's one that came with Discovery University, and there's one that came with Strangeville. I almost said Stranger Things, and now I'm questioning everything. Anyway, we have those 3, and none of them really fit. They're too big. So I kind of went back and forth, and then I didn't want everything to be lit up because it just didn't fit the vibe. So I ended up going with the cool kitchen countertops here. I placed the star mirror with that light. I just like the light, I don't know, over top of it. And then I add some shelving, and I just sort of clutter it up. Clutter's the name of the game, apparently. And you'll notice I carried the brick all the way through. I didn't like it at first. It grew on me by the end of it, but I imagine that this building is probably not insulated because it was just storage, so it's probably not really fit for people not to live in, at least. So it's probably got some drafts, it's drafty, you know. But we add some limes, we add some lemons, I add some different wine glasses. I also add a jar of olives, a plant, and then some of the taller glasses, which would be used for like mixed drinks, that type of thing. I thought about adding this menu. I realized I've used it like 3 times now. I got rid of it and decided to go for coffee. I don't ever order coffee at a bar because it's not what I'm there for typically, but they always have a coffee option, so I kind of brought that in. I do add a couple of speakers throughout the build. There's also a jukebox, so you can definitely get your groove on, but there's no dance floor, but you don't need one, so there are no rules here. This is all about fun. But here I am placing the tables. Those 2 are kind of squished into the corner. I really didn't want to block the bar, so it is what it is. And then there's one kind of hanging out in the middle. So it's kind of cramped. It's not ideal, I don't think, but it works. And that's really kind of what I was going for. I wanted it to be a little quirky. And then I skipped the bathroom. The bathroom's nothing special. It just looks like a commercial bathroom. I said commercial again. A community space bathroom. Then we head into what's going to be the game area. So there are 2 dartboards. I include the little like score chalkboard thing on either side. I include a, what is that? The arcade machine. I have the foosball table. I was going to keep the pong table. I'm not sure what it's called actually, but I end up getting rid of it. It's too big for the space. It just doesn't fit the vibe. I had 2 of the, oh, I don't know what they're called. They're basically vape stations. That might be what they are. I had 2 of those. I end up swapping them out for these because I like the chairs and the color swatches. I think they match the foosball table. And then there will be 2 Wake the Llama tables. But on that note, I'm going to leave you guys here. I hope you enjoyed this one. Feel free to leave a like or a comment down below letting me know what you think. The screenshots will be on Instagram if you want to head over there and check those out. I will see you on Wednesday with my next video, and in the meantime, I hope you have a lovely day and a lovely rest of your week, and please consider subscribing if that's something that would spark joy for you. Bye guys!